Crowdselling versus crowdfunding. Who gets hurt in this? The creators? The customers? Today we're going to be talking about the pains that creators are going through in these discussions in part one of this 3-part series. And before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Tyler and I am an award-winning cartoonist as well as a comic book writer and artist. My series, The Girl with the Mega Fist, is an ongoing book that I'm working on, and as always, we'll be drawing a page from it while we talk. Okay, here we go. So this video is going to get me into a lot of heat potentially, but I think this is something that needs to be addressed. The topic of crowdselling and crowdfunding has been super hot on Twitter. There are a lot of discussions on late books, bad customer service, project management, so on and so forth. All of these topics are important, but there are so many angles that I want to make sure that I state my opinion on all of it in the best way possible that I can. So that's why we're going to, do this in 3 parts. The reason why I want to start part 1 with the pains of the creators is because this is the standpoint that I am in currently. As a small creator working my ass off, whenever I see late campaigns, poor project management, and just a complete lack of respect to the indie community, my blood boils. There's a reason why people like Doug Ernst, Tim Lim, and Mark Pellegrini are bragging about their books being on time. It's because this is a massive problem in the indie scene. And honestly, besides the customers getting hurt in these campaigns that fail to fulfill on a timely manner or just never ship, the creators who work their butts off to exceed customer expectations also get hit negatively. Let's take me for example. I work a 9-to-5 job and have a wife and 2 kids. In order for me to make YouTube videos and get my comics out on time, and keep in mind, my books are like 200 pages, I need to wake up early before everyone and draw. I draw during my lunch breaks. I draw when I work at night. It's a ton of work. I use all my free time that is available to me to make these books, and I've never fulfilled late. In fact, currently I'm in the process of fulfilling The Girl with the Mega Fist Volume 1, which was slated to fulfill in July, and we're looking at the beginning of May, having everyone get their books. And I'm also 30% completed with Volume 2, which will launch in September. But my campaigns are small. In fact, this last one was my biggest campaign ever. I did over 200 backers, and I'm super grateful, and it pumps me up to keep going. So why is it then, though, that those with massive campaigns, with tens of thousands of dollars, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, in thousands and thousands of backers, aren't able to get their books out on time? And why do people even complain about this stuff? Well, in part 2, we'll discuss why customers complain, but in this video, we're focusing on why creators complain. Creators complain because when big campaigns like these screw up, it hurts the little guys the most. Look at these complaints. These 2 were taken from Jawbreaker's Indiegogo, which is currently almost 2 years late. They read, "Launching another new campaign before you delivered on this one? Get fucked. I'm not backing another Indiegogo from anyone. This shit is ridiculous. When is the fucking book coming out, dude? I will never back you again or anybody else. I'm done giving my fucking money back and I'm tired of this shit." Okay. Right there, we've lost 2 crowdfunding customers who will never, ever back another crowdfunding campaign. Now, who cares to these big campaigns? They lost 2 customers. Who gives a rip? But to the little guys like me, 2 backers means the world to us. And because of your poor business practices, you've lost 2 customers in the ecosystem of indie comics. And this is the key to my whole point. The ecosystem of indie comics can only be stable if good creators keep protecting and nourishing the customers and giving them reasons to come in and to stay. Now, for these big players like Ethan Van Sciver, they can get people to come in easy. EVS has 25 years in the industry and has drawn a ton of books for DC and Marvel. That's the pull, but he continues to release multiple campaigns without any progress on finishing the others. Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet is almost 2 years late and had 11,893 backers, and yet the comment section is filled with people demanding refunds. Furthermore, he launches Rainbow Brute, which does almost $500,000 and brings in almost 4,000 backers, and no pages have been made, and it's also late. In fact, don't plan to see this book come out anytime soon because Wrecked Planet is still not finished and it's not even started on fulfillment. But losing customers doesn't hurt these guys. They'll replace every angry customer with a happy one until they betray that one eventually. What's a couple hundred lost backers to these people? Nothing. What's a couple hundred backers lost to the indie ecosystem? Everything. These couple examples are books I know will eventually get into the hands of customers. I have no doubt that Jawbreakers and Cyberfrog will eventually get to customers. Eventually. But at what cost? And at least we can say, hey, at least it's not like Shinobi Sasquatch, which is almost 4 years late with no light at the end of the tunnel. There goes 1,643 backers. All of those customers have been burned. But it's okay. Or how about Detective Dead, who rug pulled everyone and spent all the money on himself? There's another 1,153 customers who have been burned. And what sucks? Do you know what sucks? Is that the list keeps going. And the small creators who are trying to make a positive change in the ecosystem, they're unable to make as much change as they want because the customers who come in and back these bigger campaigns, they get burned before they can find the creators, who are hardworking, who are, sweating blood and tears to get their books made, printed, and shipped and fulfilled on time. Now, here's the one olive branch to all of this. If creators like Richard C. Meyer and EVS and others continue to have customers who are okay with these practices, then that's fine. Let them continue with how they do their business. But I predict that at some point this will catch up to them. And when it doesn't, it won't matter. They've made their money. But all those small creators, they're the ones who will be left hurting unless they find the means to get people to discover their work and then stay in their own ecosystem. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. I want people to be in my ecosystem, the ecosystem of Draw and Talk Comics, where you're guaranteed a good book at a good price and fulfilled on time. So creators, this is my advice. Build your own ecosystem and stop relying on others' ecosystems because those at the top don't care if you succeed and they don't care how many backers they chase off because they know they can one day replace them. Don't replace your customers, retain them, and continue to bring on new ones. But all in all, the reason why, creators are so angry with this discussion of crowdselling and crowdfunding is because small creators are the ones getting hurt by these bigger crowdfunders who are, years late or just rug pull them completely and never get them their comics. Crowdselling is great because you have the book, you crowdfund for like 3 to 4 months, you use that money to, you're essentially crowdfunding the printing and shipping of the book. You get the customer their book and everyone's happy. But we'll talk about that in part 2, where we talk about the customers and the pain points of crowdselling versus crowdfunding for the customers. Okay, so remember to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications for future videos. Thank you to my patrons who make it possible for me to make these videos in my own comics and manga. Make sure to check out my channel and watch the weekly updates video, which is a new segment where I let you know on Mondays what videos and live streams we have planned for the week and the progress on all my comics projects. Y'all have a great week. Peace.